Why is it taking so long tonight?
Mine on. Just, oh, it's taken a while. They must be using some of the bandwidth. Okay, go ahead and close that. Yeah. And then hit got it.
Okay.
Go.
Good evening and welcome to the June 30th, 2021 Sunbury, Ohio Council meeting. It is 6:30 p.m. Would you please stand for a moment of silent prayer and the pledge? Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Belcher, roll call.
Joseph John.
Here.
Here. Greg Elliott.
Here. Here.
Fisher.
Here.
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 I meant here. I'm sorry, I turned the red off.
All right. Didn't need to make a ratification on the 6:30 p.m. meeting time, and I believe that takes a motion and roll call.
Motion and a vote just to ratify the 6:30 time.
I'd like to make a motion to ratify the meeting to a 6:30 p.m.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call. Yes.
Damon Capel.
Yes.
Jim Govey.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
Cindy Cooper.
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Stephanie.
And just real quick on the audio, there's some limit on how many reds we can have on at the same time as people are clicking through. People are getting clicked off. It may want to turn it all on if we can, or we're just gonna have to play fastest to hit the mole. All right. We had a meeting on June 16th, 2 weeks ago. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll motion.
Motion by Tim Goes.
Second.
Second by Martin Fisher. Discussion? Roll call.
Jim Ghost.
Yes.
Martin Fisher.
Yes.
Cindy Cooper.
Yes.
Dave Martin.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
St. John.
Yes.
Capel.
Yes.
This is quite fun and very challenging. Keep up. Okay. We are on to the visitors section. There are some visitors here, but we would like to meet with you a little bit later this evening, the four of you in the very nice attire. Joe, we're going to meet with you just a little bit later. Sound good? All right. I'd like to blast through committee reports as in not do them and do them on July 7th. Thank you. I'd like to also make that motion for the police report, the administrator report, and the engineer report, which takes us right into resolutions. We have a first reading, Resolution 2021.10, a resolution authorizing the Village Director of Finance to expend funds from police impact fees to purchase patrol rifles and declaring an emergency. I know we had an emergency for impact fees at our last meeting. We did pass that. Is this an emergency and needs done now?
Yeah, this is in addition. I did not actually speak to the chief regarding the emergency nature of it. I just got it yesterday. It's a fairly straightforward resolution. Our impact fee ordinance requires you to actually approve expenditures from that fund. And so it takes a piece of legislation to do that. I know these are for patrol rifles. In essence, what he told me was there are patrol rifles in 3 of the cars right now, but we've got 4 cars without rifles, which could create a dangerous situation should a need ever arise for a citizen or an officer who's in an inappropriate car or an unarmed car. So this is available to him. It's a rather minor, in the light of the things you all consider a minor amount. I did have the emergency language in it when it was sent to me. I don't know what his timing is, and I apologize, I did not speak with him about that issue. But if you're so inclined to approve by emergency tonight, again, is to purchase 4 rifles. It would come from the impact fee fund, specifically the police fund. I think it's less than a $3,000 acquisition. Or you could allow it to have another reading and potentially do that in a week. So it's up to you all.
When I discussed this with the chief, he didn't make it sound expedient. It was, a to-do. So I think we're good to have this first reading and move on to the ordinances. Thank you. We're on to ordinances, and we're going to do these a little bit out of order here. David Bream, do you have a recommended order in terms of doing second readings, then first readings, and then go to the third reading?
My suggestion would be to pull first reading of ordinance 2001-29, which is the annexation agreement, out of order. Do that next. And then you should be able to go straight through your agenda in the normal course. 2029 is a annexation agreement, pre-annexation with the Ravines at Meadow Ridge LLC. That is the property that is the subject of ordinance 2001-13, which is the annexation of that same property. So if you pull that one out and do it first as a 2021-29, then you can go straight through the rest of the agenda.
Okay. So we have ordinance 2021.29 on the floor for discussion. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
You need to read it by title.
Thank you. An ordinance approving the execution of an annexation agreement with the Ravines at Meadow Ridge LLC and declaring an emergency. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion by Joe St. John, second by Greg Elliott. Discussion? Roll call. Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Damon Capel,
Yes.
Ghost,
Yes.
7 yeas.
I'd like to make a motion on the emergency for ordinance 2021.29.
Second.
Motion by Joe St. John, second by Greg Elliott. Discussion? Roll call.
St. John,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Cynthia Cooper,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Damon Capel,
Yes. Yes.
7 yeas.
I'd like to make a motion on ordinance 2021.29.
Second.
Motion by Joe St. John, second by Greg Elliott. Discussion? Roll call.
St. John,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Cindy Cooper,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Capel,
Yes.
Tim Ghost,
Yes.
7 yeas.
Right. We're on to the third reading of ordinance number 2021.13, an ordinance accepting a petition for annexation of territory consisting of 78.017 plus or minus acres located in Berkshire Township and 2.002 acres in Berlin Township, totaling, 76.015 acres, Delaware County, owned by Brian E. Mills and Kathy A. Mills, Frank Biancone, and Sandra S. Biancone, and the Ravines at Meadow Ridge LLC, and declaring an emergency. And this is the ordinance that has been tabled for nearly 60 days.
I would say, and as discussed before, this is a property that's got a lot of moving parts. We have an intergovernmental agreement with the county involving this property that you approved at your last meeting. We had the pre-annexation agreement that we needed to work through. There's a representative of the developer here tonight, Joe Thomas, to answer questions. But the ordinance has been tabled, the annexation pending the resolution of all those items. But everything is ready. It does need to be passed tonight. We're at the deadline to approve the annexation. This approves the annexation, doesn't approve the rezoning. That still has to come through your normal processes, your planning and zoning commission back to you. So there is the ability for the public to have input as we move forward to that side of the coin. But this would accept the annexation, and you would need to vote that tonight. You've had your 3 readings, so you don't need the suspension of the rules, but we do need the motion on the emergency and the motion and approval of the ordinance.
Do we need a motion to take it off the table?
I've noticed it was off the table. I think it would be good to do that because I think it was tabled. It's not shown on the agenda that way, but let's do that just to clean it up. That's a good point, Dave. If we can have a motion and a second to take it off the
And I'll
table.
make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by David Martin, second by Ms. Cindy Cooper. Taking it off the table, ordinance 2021.13 discussion. Roll call.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Cindy Cooper,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Yes.
Ghost,
Yes.
Damon Capple.
Yes.
7 yeas.
Motion on the emergency.
Motion on ordinance 2021.13 by David Martin,
I'll second.
second by Mrs. Cindy Cooper. Discussion. Roll call.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Cindy Cooper,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
St. John,
Yes.
Tim Ghost,
Yes.
Capple.
Yes.
7 yeas.
Motion on ordinance 2021.13.
Motion by Mr. David Martin,
Second.
second by Mr. Gregory Elliott. Discussion. It's red button. Roll call.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
St. John,
Yes.
Ghost,
Yes.
Capple. 7 yeas.
We're really, you probably can see the red lights popping on and off.
Keep them all on, or is it?
There is a way, but we've got to get kind of down under the table.
It's fine, we'll do it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about it now.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. That is it. Have a good evening. We're on to second readings, ordinance number 2021.01, first amended, and ordinance amending the 2021 annual appropriations and declaring an emergency. Did have a first reading on this last week. We discussed it. This is primarily to reconcile the increase in spend for our streets program due to us not getting the grant. And I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules on ordinance 2021.01.
Second.
Second by Martin Fisher. Discussion. Roll call. Yes.
St. John,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Capple,
Yes.
Ghost.
Yes.
7 yeas.
I'd like to make a motion on the emergency 2021s at 01.
Second.
Second by Martin Fisher. Discussion. Roll call.
St. John,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
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 Capple.
Yes.
7 yeas.
I'd like to make a motion on ordinance 2021.01.
Second.
Second by Martin Fisher. Discussion. Roll call.
St. John,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Cindy Cooper,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Ghost,
Yes.
Capple.
Yes.
7 yeas.
Ordinance 2021.26. This is a second reading, an ordinance to establish revised flood prevention regulations and to repeal any conflicting ordinances. Can't remember the context of this.
We were contacted by the agency in charge of this, that there have been some updates. Our regulations needed updated. They provided us models. We've, tailored them to adapt to our format, and we're adapting the updates or adopting the updates. So this is second reading only. We come for a third reading next week. I feel I broke mine already.
Oh, that must be the waiting. Okay, let me get in there. How's that?
Turn mine on for you.
Let's everyone try.
Nope. Oh,
On for a second.
Light it up at once.
We've got all
Which
red.
lights are light up and somebody pushes a button?
Now
to
try
wait,
your
that's-
lights.
Uh-oh, it's red now.
This is red, but the mic is.
Mine's red
Yep.
down here.
Yeah.
It's actually a very good
Okay.
feature when it comes to having
Oh,
to
they're all on.
transcribe minutes, to the extent we're transcribing them. Stenographers would love this.
Yeah,
Push to talk.
push and hold to talk.
Motion to try.
How long do you have to hold it?
The whole time. We're talking.
But
Okay.
can two people talk at the same?
So if you talk with your hands,
Oh.
you're out of luck.
You're out.
Oh, never mind.
I think we're back to the 2 max.
Two.
All right, we got it next time. We're ready to let this one be the second reading. We're on to first readings, ordinance 2021.27, an ordinance authorizing the sale of unneeded, obsolete, or unfit personal property at public auction pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 721.15, and declaring an emergency. It's a first reading. Thank you. We have ordinance 2021.28, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a 2021 Ford F-550 Duralift 54-foot aerial lift bucket truck and declaring an emergency. And this is our street light gutter replacement, traffic repair boom truck.
Right, I'm probably not going to get this exactly right, but close enough. I think our existing truck is a 98. It's gone through massive repairs over the recent history. The most recent visit to the shop, they said, we can try to fix what's there, but we can't guarantee that it will work. And it's, I think Brad said, it was enough that I thought it was a big number, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 on this latest one. These are expensive units, but they are critical to what we do. Unfortunately, we've also got the town hall that's rather high. We're looking for a specific type of a truck. 54 foot is a very high boom for these things, but we only need a small truck. We don't need the size of a truck and the expense of a truck that's normally associated with a reach of that height. And Brad said, we tried to find one on the state bid. He said, this is very hard to find right now for whatever reason. He said, we did a nationwide search. We found this one. It's in Florida. We'd like to get it. It fits our needs perfectly. We just think it's time after 22 plus years that we bite the bullet and get a new truck. There are, to his count, I want to say 20-some streetlights that are out right now. And he doesn't have a way to replace them, creates a safety issue for both residents and, or for both pedestrians as well as the traveling public. Work that needs done on this building, comes when, whether you know it or not, or when you least expect it. So it is something that he sees as a need. I don't know that necessarily he was looking for you to pass tonight, but I know he's not able to withstand, he is? Okay. I know he wasn't able to withstand a 2-month or 2.5-month window by the time you had 3 readings and 30 days on top of that. So it sounds like Kathy's nodding her head. I know that he's been looking into this and doing work on it for quite some time, trying to find one. And I know he was very excited to be able to find one that fit our needs. So.
I agree. I spoke to him and he said they do need it. The dealership waived taking a deposit because he said, hey, listen, let me try to see what council's appetite is for this. That's why we queued it up really, I think 2 meetings ago. And then last meeting, we had a really in-depth discussion around streetlights and repairs. So I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2021.28.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cindy Cooper. Second by Ms. Cindy Cooper. Discussion.
One quick question. If we are to approve it, how soon is the delivery, and do we know, is there an additional delivery charge?
There's $1,800 delivery charge included
It's
in that.
included in the 157?
I believe the delivery charge, everything, that was a bottom line number, and I think I rounded up to the next even thousand. It's actually 100, whatever the number is, a few $100s less, but yeah, that is all included. It was all down to the bottom, yeah.
And how quickly will we get?
He didn't tell me that. I know they have to ship it up here from Florida, so I know if he's got that many street lights to be replaced and we pay for the whole thing, he's going to be on them to get it as soon as possible. So
Kathy Belcher. Yeah.
He mentioned that you're in a long line for that everybody in his crew basically has made that overture.
Put a motion on the floor and we're ready for a roll call.
St. John,
Yes.
Cindy Cooper,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Ghost,
Yes.
Kaplan.
Yes.
Motion on the emergency 2021.28.
I'll second.
Motion by Joe St. John, second by Mrs. Cindy Cooper. Discussion. Roll call.
St. John.
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Yes.
Damon Kaplan.
Yes.
7 yeas.
Motion on ordinance 2021.28.
I'll second.
Motion by Joe St. John, second by Mrs. Cindy Cooper. Discussion. Roll call.
St. John,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Tim Ghost,
Yes.
Yes.
Good deal. Thank you. We're through all resolutions and ordinances. We are on to new and unfinished business. I'd like to do a very abbreviated version and just call out July 3rd is our Independence Day celebration here in Sunbury, Ohio. There's going to be a massive parade, as there always is. We're very much looking forward to getting back to normalcy, and we understand the positive sentiment that's going to resonate throughout the community from that. I know how excited my kids are. Hopefully, I'll see all of you out there. We also have a massive, the biggest and baddest fireworks show in Central Ohio, right here in Sunbury, because Red, White, and Boom is canceled. So this is, we by default are king of the hill.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, also just on that note, I know the Civic Association is still looking for volunteers for the parade, so I'm gonna be there. So if any of you guys want to volunteer, get a hold of me or Cindy Ernst.
Thank you very much. Very quick around the horn. I don't want to silence anybody. Is there any new or unfinished business?
I just want to remind council to be asking your neighbors about the Halloween dates, and we can discuss next week.
Thank you very much. I'd like to give a brief overview of what the process is going to look like for the candidates. And I wanted to know if we need to do that in executive session or this is what I would recommend, that I give an overview and then we go into executive session. That sound good?
Yeah, either way works. To the extent you're talking to the candidates, they're the only ones in the room, so you can have that discussion. Whatever you discuss now is, of course, going to be streamed and open to the public.
Right.
If you'd rather have that discussion in executive session, you can. It's a proper topic along with the interviewing process. So only you know what you plan to say. You can do it either way you'd like.
Right. Sounds good. All right. So this is what's going to happen. We are going to do no more than 30 minutes per interview. We have one gentleman, an applicant that is going to be zooming in, and you will be called up one at a time. You'll go to the second floor and then be called up one at a time. I'd ask that you don't discuss any of the questions with the other candidates. This is an executive session, and for those of you in politics know what that means. We are going to be concise as possible, but we want to give you ample opportunity to explain why you would be the right candidate. Additionally, we are going to select an order, so I'd ask that you come up real quick, and I have 4 cards in here. Mr. Philip Asher is going to go first, so if I have 1 through 4 in terms of numbering, if you can pick, and then head to the second floor, and we'll enter executive session. Last thing, after you were interviewed, you're able to either drop off the call or go home, and we will contact you tomorrow. First thing. Sound good? Thank you. David Bream, would you like me to read the language? All right. Make a motion to enter executive session under Ohio Revised Code 121.22, parenthetical G, to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Martin Fisher. Discussion. Roll call.
Joe St. John,
Yes.
Martin Fisher,
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Dave Martin,
Yes.
Elliot,
Yes.
Tim Ghost,
Yes.
Capel.
Yes.
We'll wait until the live feed ends.